I'm going to need your social security number, your credit card digit, your address.
Ooh, all you're going to get is debt.
Sure I get the negative $100,000.
You can take all my debt if you'd like.
That's okay. It's okay.
I think we'll all pass.
Welcome back to the Collegiate Cast. This episode's going to be about our favorite chemistry teacher and our only one. So.
Yep. Yeah.
He's our favorite, our best, our worst. It's all around. But specifically, we're going to have some tea with him. Oh, my God. Okay, so let's get it started.
Okay. Hi, it's Delianne. I'm back. Yay.
I'm Raina.
I'm Elise.
And Ruiz.
I'm Reese.
Okay, but anyways, let's get it started. So I hear you live in Frisco.
I do.
Why?
What do you mean, why?
I'm going to be honest. I thought Frisco was like Granbury. I thought there was nothing to do in it. Then I did my research, and there's a lot of stuff to do there.
Yeah, Frisco is like...
near Dallas, right?
No, it's probably about 30 minutes outside of downtown.
Right?
Going north. But at one time, there was nothing in Frisco, about 7-8 years ago. So when I have my house out there, it was because it was cheap and there was nothing around.
Right.
And now Frisco has blown up.
Right.
So much so that Frisco ISD has about 11 high schools. Yes, 11.
That's
It's
ridiculous.
a really big school. It's a really big district.
Yep. So the reason that I ended up over there was because, of course, it was cheap back then.
And you're on that. Well, back at that time, you were a pharmacist, assistant, right?
No, I've been teaching for 9 years now.
Oh shoot, never
So-
mind. Oh, you were on that teacher payway.
I was. Yeah,
Yeah.
all that money we make.
Yeah. All that money.
But I was a pharmacy technician,
Technician.
not an assistant.
Okay, look.
And I did that for, 10-ish years, and I quit before. I was doing it also while I was teaching on weekends and stuff. But I quit before, right when COVID started, because I was like, I ain't about this life. So,
It's also very recent. That's
yeah. I had been a pharmacy tech since I was 18 years old.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Is that what you wanted to do? Or?
So when I went to college, that was where I wanted to go, I thought. And so I got in as a pharm tech. And then I'd say right around the end of my schooling career, I was like, this is not what I want for the rest of my life. So I went looking elsewhere.
And then you found us.
Yeah.
Yeah, you found the place that's really meant for you, teaching me.
Yes.
That's
the brightness of my day.
Yeah, I know. Every
Enthusiasm
class
is appreciated.
Yeah, I go.
Oh, I mean, yay!
Yeah.
Right, you're the
There
best.
Never checks my emails. Never answers my questions. But I know in my heart. I also want to know, why'd you name your dog Olaf?
So I'm a Disney fanatic. I'm a
really?
Disney
That
adult.
is
No.
I
Disney millennial.
love everything Disney. And so when I got him, it was back when Frozen was the big thing.
Oh.
And of course, I love the snowman Olaf.
Of course.
Who doesn't? He's the main character.
The
I love.
five.
As you should.
Obviously.
Yeah. So I remember I brought him home and I hadn't had a name yet. And there was, I had an Olaf blanket.
Aw.
So he went onto the Olaf blanket and I was like, done.
That's it.
That's it. Your name's Olaf.
Easy.
You know, yeah.
And you love warm hugs too, so this is perfect.
So
Is he
cute.
white or what? What type
No,
of
he's
dog?
brown. He's
Oh.
a big boxer. It's
The
actually
brown
kind of
snow.
funny because my other dog that I just recently got, we named him Sven.
Oh my god.
And
And you
He-
like Olaf.
and he is actually white.
Nah.
That's so cute.
So-
You should have held it. You should have held
So
it.
Sven is our white schnauzer,
Oh, of
and Olaf is the brown boxer.
Sorry. There's should be switched.
Yeah, and especially because Sven is the big one, right?
Yes.
But Olaf is our big dog,
Protector.
and Sven is small little schnauzer.
How many
Go on
people?
with your bad self.
Go on with it.
I will. How many people have you set on fire?
Oh,
Girl, that's
yeah.
for later.
Oh, let's see, about 100 a year for 9 years. So it's been what's math?
Close to 1,000.
Is it around there?
Yeah, no,
Yeah,
go with
around 1,000 kids have been set on fire safely.
Oh, yes,
So-
yes, yes.
Yeah.
Yes, yes,
No,
yes,
I
yes.
In a
Remember.
controlled environment.
Yes.
How many of them were videoed? How many of those could be used against you in the court of law?
None, because they were all
They
they
were
all
all-
had their
yeah.
safety
And they
goggles
all-
on.
We all had our safety
Just
goggles.
And
the
you all
goggles. Yes.
signed
Really
the
big.
safety contract.
We did.
do that, huh?
You're like, so even if I did burn you, like, yeah, you can
That's
press
on
charges.
you.
Yeah, that's on you. That's your fault. If you really think about it, that's you.
Where did you come
But
up with?
the thing that probably freaked me out the most about a lab was when I was teaching AP chemistry and we were doing a lab, and so I had some really strong acids and some really strong bases, and one of the kids dropped like a beaker full of like really strong acid on his shirt.
Oh my god.
And
Sulfuric?
so yeah, and so like literally it was sulfuric acid, I think.
No! That
And
Oh
so
my God.
I remember he was kind of like just holding his shirt out. He was like, Mr. Ruiz, I've got this on me. And I like kind of was like, oh my God. So I ran, grabbed towels and like water, and I'm sitting over there and I'm like wiping his chest and everything. I was like, oh,
Oh no.
you can probably do this yourself.
Yeah. No,
Oh
that
my
is
gosh.
so bad. I was literally just talking to him earlier about how like sulfuric acid dissolves people, like just dissolves.
What's the compound formula for sulfuric acid right now?
SO4? No, SO3 with a power of 2. What? Sulfuric?
Sulfuric acid.
Oh shoot, H.
H.
SO.
Okay.
Lucy is eagerly
Come on.
awaiting to be picked.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
We'll
I
cut that
just
part out.
hardcore memorized them for the quizzes just to pass the quizzes.
Yeah, all that
So
out my brain.
yeah, I think I remember ammonium acid.
No, there's no ammonium acid.
Yeah,
Never
come on,
mind,
come on.
I'm
That's
I don't remember
that's
any of the
obvious.
memorization.
Wow, this
If
all
I
need-
have
this all
to
needs
do
to be
it
cut out.
again, then
No,
I
no.
will remember.
Yeah,
but
I
I
have to do it
won't.
again. Which I will.
Okay. All right. What was your next question? I interrupted you. I'm sorry.
It's okay. Where'd you come up with? Was it just like with setting kids on fire with methane bubbles? Was it just
Actually, I
like
learned it from a colleague of mine. He told me about it one time, and he was like, "Hey, have you ever done the methane bubbles?" And I was like, "No." And he showed me, and I was all, "Oh, that's it.
That's why I want
That's
to become
done.
a teacher.
That's the reason I'm here."
The only reason. Which is interesting. Why'd you choose to teach like high school students?
Oh, because I'm very sarcastic.
You take
Middle
And-
schoolers would
Elementary.
cry.
And the middle schools are not there yet, and the elementary, they need love and affection and
yeah.
hugs and
Yeah,
kisses.
that's not you.
And I'm
don't
not
need that?
not
Okay.
enough, apparently. Apparently not. But back on high school, like what type of kid were you in high school? Because like were you a theater kid?
No,
Were
I
you a
was
nerd?
definitely one of you guys. I was the.
Uh,
I was.
What is one of
I
us?
was
Sorry,
the.
yeah,
I was
add a
the
label, go ahead.
nerd. I
excuse
took
me.
all of the AP, pre-AP,
I
dual
think you're
credit
misreading me.
classes. I left with 40-something hours of college credit.
Wow.
I had already known what I was going to take in college and high school.
Right.
I did. I had my whole. My
Apparently.
degree never changed, except for that one time I was crying after a test, and I ran over to the business building to look and see.
You're like, okay, maybe business is my way out. Maybe business is it.
Business. I was like, business is it. That's where it's at now.
That's
I
where
can't
it's
do
at.
this
That's the new
anymore.
trend, it's fine.
As tears are like streaming down my face. Yeah.
Did you wish you had gone to like collegiate academy was like back in your day? You know what I mean? No, I'm just kidding.
How far are you talking?
Like I mean, like a couple centuries, like a couple decades.
Oh, this is over.
No, I'm just kidding. But do you wish you had gone to like a dual credit high school?
Yeah, I would love to. This is so when I graduated high school, they had just built the first one in El Paso in our district. So when I had graduated, the new school that like one of these type of schools just opened in our district. So I didn't have the chance to go to it, but
Oh,
there was a big dual credit program within our school where
well, clearly.
our teachers were like Mr. Schubert.
Oh yeah.
So that's how we got all of our credit, because they had these teachers teach dual credit in the high school. So
Oh, I see. That makes sense. That's what CHHS, GHS
yeah,
does
that's
too,
kind of what they
right?
do. Yeah.
Okay, I want to talk to back like while we're talking about you being in high school. How did you want to act? Like, was there a specific way you wanted to act? Because I wanted to be like mysterious, like no one knows me, but I'm too talkative. Like I really am. So how'd you want to act?
I forget people can't see the faces.
There's just an awkward silence. And like, Okay, did it stop or something?
Well, if they know
Did the
you,
episode
they
stop?
know what
They
face
know
you're
the faces
making,
that's going on right now.
I just take pictures. We'll insert it into the YouTube.
No, I was very much the outgoing one. Like, I was the person that was friends with everyone.
Yeah.
Like, the popular kids, the nerds, I was friends with everyone. But I had a very select group of, like, true friends. I was, like, the outgoing, talked to everyone, knew everyone, but was not, like, popular myself.
Right.
Because I had a specific group that I really associated myself with.
And did you ever have like a partner in high school and you're like, yeah, this is the person I'm marrying? Like, you know? No? Right. Any serious relationship?
I really didn't have time for. I don't think
Clearly.
I wasn't in a serious relationship until like I think it was my junior year, but I was dating a senior, and they went off to college, and then I broke it off because I was like, I'm not going to that college, so there's no use.
Fair
No.
No.
How do you
future.
feel about relationships in high school?
Oh, don't put your money into them.
Don't put your money into it. Not worth it.
There might be, you know what? I can't say it's 100% bad. Like there was a couple couples in our high school who went on to get married afterwards, and
Oh, really?
so like legit high school sweetheart type people, but they didn't get married till after college. So I think that's the true test.
The true test.
Make it
of
through high
college.
school, but can you make it through college together?
I know our old biology teacher knew her now husband in middle school.
Oh yeah, they were super young when they met.
Yeah, they were young. Yeah. Yeah.
And you don't remember the English teacher from last year? She also met her.
Petrasa?
Yeah, Miss Petrosic.
Oh, yeah.
She also met hers in high school as well. So.
My
You know-
parents met in high school.
Scientifically, you're more likely to meet the quote unquote the person you marry in high school because it's your quote unquote more vulnerable time. So you're like, oh, if this person has seen me through my worst, they can't. But it also has like one of the highest numbers for divorce too. So like,
Oh.
you win some, you lose
Because
some.
you're not mature enough yet for all
Yeah.
that. That's why I said if you can make it through college together, then it's different.
You're like, okay.
Especially,
that's
but don't
the
go
one.
into college with somebody. That's my advice. Go to college free.
Have you ever had anyone here ask you for advice on like their relationship or just like
Yeah,
in
they
a
do
relationship
sometimes,
or
and I look at them and I go, "It's not worth it."
You're like, just
so
send
just
it.
crushing
Just one
souls.
slip up, gone.
Bye.
Thanks, next.
It's out. Next one.
Next person, next day. So in high school, I know you did tennis,
I did.
but why? And what? Like, I'm sorry.
Okay, so
But-
here's the real story of how I got into tennis.
No, tell us.
So, do you want to know?
No, but I want to know.
Oh my God! Hold on.
Okay.
Let me just.
Yeah, no, let me. Yeah. Okay, we're ready.
All right, we're ready now.
Yeah, we're ready. Go.
So I had a friend in middle school that we went on to high school together, and he had signed up he was my good friend, and he had signed up for tennis, but I thought it was like a club tennis thing. Like I thought it was like, when you play tennis just for the fun of it.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I signed up for that thinking it was just going to be like a fun type of thing. And then day one, they're like, no, this is the real tennis team. And I was like, oh.
Where's the quitting?
And I was like, well, I'm already here and I have a racket, so let's do this.
Right.
And then I ended up making varsity at the end of my sophomore year.
okay.
So
Okay.
Did you go?
I literally, there's the top 8, right, are varsity, and I stayed number 7 for the whole time. I could not beat number 6, and number 6 or number 8 could not be me. So it was like, I was a legit 7.
Did you get any scholarship for it?
No, there's really not a lot of scholarships for male tennis players. Usually you find the scholarships for women tennis players, and I don't know why.
France.
Yeah, I was gonna.
France?
What's the difference?
I don't know.
So you brought up UNT. Why'd you end up going there?
So I actually applied to 3 schools. I applied to UT, U of H, University of Houston,
That's a really good
and
school.
UNT.
U of H said no.
So I toured all 3 campuses, and I remember walking onto UT and thinking, absolutely not.
Oh, well,
This
that's
place
lovely
is
because literally I'm doing
too
UNT and UT.
Big. This place is too big. It's too crazy. I walked into a freshman chemistry class, and it was 500 students.
Oh no.
And I was like, there is no way that they care enough about me to get me through this program with 500 students in here. Like, so I kind of already had crossed UT off my list. Then I
That's
went to U of
lovely.
H.
Saves me a trip.
Then I went to U of H, and I fell in love with the U of H campus. Like, it was beautiful, but it's like in the ghetto.
Oh gosh.
Like, if you walked out off of you, it's like, the clouds and the beautiful, and then all
like
of a
a little
sudden on the
safety
other side
dome.
see the dark thunder and all that. That's kind of what
like
it was
Dallas.
like. You'd walk out and you were like, oh God, I'm gonna be shot.
You're like turning around.
So at that point, I had kind of already decided. I thought I was gonna go to U of H. I was gonna get over the being in the ghetto, and I was like, I'm only going to UNT as a formality. Blah blah blah. And the reason I was thinking that was my grandparents lived in Denton at the time, and so I kind of thought like everybody wanted me to go there just to be close to family, and I was trying to like be on my own and be gone.
Yeah, you're like, no, I don't need family.
But then I went to UNT, and the campus was also beautiful. Like, I really loved the UNT campus, and the vibe there was kind of like an Austin vibe, but like
Yeah,
a mini
that's
Austin
true.
vibe.
That is very true.
And what else was great was you weren't directly in the city. You were 30 minutes out from the
Yeah,
city.
it's very weird. I thought it would be like kind of closer to a city because that's just kind of how people have talked about it. And then I went with my family. We toured like around, and it's kind of like in its own little corner, and you can like choose if you want to go into.
Oh yeah,
like,
it's super. And they had when I left, they had just built the stadium. I voted no.
You're like,
Our football team
absolutely.
sucked. I was like, why am I going to up my tuition for this?
Oh, shoot.
But I really liked UNT a lot. And it's only gotten better. When I went back and saw a couple of years ago when I first started here, I took a field trip with them to look at UNT with the seniors and juniors at that time. And it has grown so much and is so pretty. So it's even better now from when I went.
I think I just like the city.
Eons
Denton.
ago.
Yeah, it was like, what, like 98
Back, yeah,
or
it was like,
something
no,
like
I
that.
think it's like 50 something.
Yeah. It was like, I don't even know. Like,
I'm actually
in
a
black and
vampire,
white.
so.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I was gonna say, was there like a, so like I know at Rice you can't cross like this little like pathway they have at UT. You can't step on the like a seal. Is there like any suspicious superstition that has to do with like a certain statue or certain part of the building that like changes the time you graduate?
Like those like college myths and
Yeah,
traditions.
college myths.
Isn't that the one with the albino squirrel, or is that?
He probably died already, though.
No.
He was very famous.
You never saw
I
the
forgot his
albino
name,
squirrel?
but I never saw the albino squirrel, but he was famous.
That's why you
there.
cried during your biology
I
test.
did.
No,
It was
it's-
really
that's
really
the
what
reason
it
you
was.
failed it, right? You
Yeah,
didn't see the
because the
albino
albino
Weren't you
squirrel
worried
wasn't
about the
there. You
squirrel?
didn't. Yeah. I don't think there was any superstitious type, auspicious type things. I don't really remember anything.
No,
like
okay,
that.
I know what happened. The albino squirrel died the same year that they built the stadium.
That's what it was.
there
So
it
that's why the
Yes.
tuition went up 300 because they have to go make another albino squirrel.
Not
So-
because of the
Make-
stadium.
not because
the
of the
stadium was a cover up.
But over there, man, those squirrels, they have no problem like coming up to you and be like, "Hey, how you doing?" I even saw one chasing a girl one time. I swear it was chasing a girl, and I
my
was
gosh, that's
laughing
so
so
funny.
hard.
You're on the way to your biology test. You just drop everything.
Did you have any pets before Olaf and Sven?
I've always had dogs in my
Oh.
family.
Why do you
Oh,
hate cats?
Because they're evil.
Oh,
They are evil. That's true.
They are
That's
evil,
it.
and I actually am really allergic to them.
Oh, okay. I thought that was more of
Like
a
I can't
valid
even
excuse,
pet.
but, like,
I can't even pet a cat and then touch my eye or anything because I'll blow up like a balloon.
gosh, me too.
so everything that like can make you die is just evil.
Yeah,
Obviously.
pretty much. That's how
Yeah,
it is.
That's
Yeah.
the process of elimination.
Murderers, evil.
There you go.
Oh
Makes
yeah,
sense to
just
me.
because they can kill you.
Yes, exactly.
That's the only thing.
Do you remember your first day teaching?
I do.
Oh.
It was terrifying.
Why? Because of the kids? Or
No,
like,
the kids were good. It was just like you walked into. I had never taught before. Number one, I wasn't even a teaching major. I did like an alternative certification process, which means like you graduate with another degree other than teaching, and then you go back and you do like a program that gives you like these little modules and stuff like that, and you take the tests, and then you. So, but I never did like any student teaching either.
Oh.
So like first day in class was like first day ever teaching. So I was like terrified. It was like a normal day. We talk about the syllabus and everything.
Oh,
August
okay.
8th, 2011.
What's like?
Let me go back.
2011, let me tell you.
What was your first day teaching here? What was it like? Do
that's
you remember? Because I was.
Because that was a
think
long
that was
time
my
ago,
year,
bro.
right?
I think it was your
A
year.
long time ago, ma'am. That was what?
I think it was your year.
2,
Actually,
3 years
yeah.
ago?
It was 3 years ago.
Yeah.
Did you like Elise or?
Yeah.
She had her moments.
Yeah, it's like every so often you were like,
What's like your worst like teacher horror story?
I mean, I had a fight break out
Oh,
in my room once, and that was probably the
you light them on fire. Like, stop.
go, be gone, outside. That's paperwork.
Yeah, that's true. Was that like the turning point where you're like, nope, paperwork, never want to do it
No,
again?
that was the very beginning.
Oh.
Who likes doing paperwork, really?
I don't know, maybe you.
No, I don't really have any bad stories. I mean, my teaching career has been pretty great. The kids have been great. The schools have been all right.
Like mid.
Yeah.
Did you have any teachers you didn't like?
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Tell why. Tell.
I think there was one at when I taught in Frisco. She was a nightmare.
Oh,
She was ugly inside and out.
Oh, yeah, you tell her. You tell her.
There's the tea.
And
Humble her.
she hated me so much that she would always go and tell on me to the principal and all this.
Snitch. Yeah.
So like,
What'd she snitch about?
I don't like. She would it wouldn't even be things she saw. Like kids would tell her something and she'd go report back. And
gosh.
she was she didn't like me. I think because she wanted somebody to push around, and I was not that person where you can push them around. I was a
Right.
person. I was like, hey, I've taught a long time too.
Yeah.
Was she
Yeah.
like just another science teacher?
She was, yeah. So
she
she was
like
even
a-
like she wanted to be like the lead, but there was no lead.
Yeah,
And
that's
I was
not
like, so
how it
that's how
works.
we like bumped heads a lot. But and she was just nasty. She had some nasty toes on her. She'd wear these like flip flops that she got at Old Navy, and she wouldn't even get a pedicure. They'd be like,
You can see the crust on the
oh,
back. of the
literally,
heel.
you saw it. It was gross.
Okay.
I have a question. I remember this one time at the start of like a new lesson, you turned around and you like hit the board really hard and you yelled. Have
I
you?
still do that.
Okay,
Oh,
okay,
yeah.
but I don't remember what the lesson was.
Was it the mole?
It was
lesson?
it
The
was
mole?
stoichiometry, or it was dimensional analysis,
Yes,
and I tell you
yes.
never bring down the number. You only bring
Oh
down
yes,
the
yes.
You only bring down the unit,
That's
and
the only
then I
thing I
turn
favorite.
around and I scream never.
You know what? Actually, you made me remember dimensional analysis. That's the one thing I retained. Like in every
that was
other
my
scenario
favorite-
where I had to
that
do it,
was
I was
my
the only
favorite
person
lesson.
that remembered.
Never. And I scare everybody, and it's amazing.
So when you first came to CA, like what made you choose to teach at CA?
I like the small school system. When I first taught, I taught at a magnet school, and so it was the kids who had to apply to get in.
Oh, I see.
They had to, and magnet schools have like tracks. So like I worked for the health profession track. So a lot of our kids went and did internships in hospitals and stuff like that. So that was cool. They left with like state certificates and stuff.
That's really
So I was kind of used to having that closer, smaller school feel. And then I went to a big Frisco high school, like a giant, massive high school, and I really hated it a lot. So I
Yeah,
was
it's
looking to
pretty
come
bad.
back from in a smaller surrounding.
And you had that like mean teacher lady.
Yeah,
That
she
big
was
hoe.
evil.
She was like literally just like
And now you have us.
Yes.
Little
yes,
angels.
I do.
Yeah.
I'm so glad.
They're just everyone's so great.
Yeah, we know. The pay is great.
Oh my God, the pay! That's what makes it all worth
They're
it.
traveling an hour a day to
An
get
hour
here.
to get
so
here. It's
good.
perfect.
But it's 40 minutes with tools. Or like
Oh.
With tools.
Tolls.
Tolls.
Yes.
Oh.
But
You
you
know
have to pay
tolls
more.
are
I
so
thought I was like,
expensive.
how did you know I have a wrench in my car?
I was like, no. If you throw that wrench in the middle of the road,
Incriminating yourself.
you drive faster. It like boosts you.
Yes. It's
Obvious.
like Mario Kart, really.
Yeah. No, I agree.
see.
Yeah.
Multiple wrenches. Just whenever you feel a little off.
Yeah, I just throw a toolbox out of my car.
Oh, it's 3. Okay, you can leave now. It's okay.
Okay, thanks. Bye.
Wait,
No,
no.
No, girl. Like, do y'all have any other questions?
I know you have a niece
And a nephew.
and a nephew.
Okay.
On average, how much money do you spend on them per year?
Okay, for those of you out there, I was just asked a question by somebody without a mic.
Yeah.
how much
Breaking
money
the
I spend
rules.
on my niece and nephew a year, and it's quite a lot, actually.
That's why the paycheck's so
Yeah, it
small.
goes very fast. Actually, for her birthday, I went down to San Antonio, and
Dang, bro.
we went into Target, and I was like, okay, you can pick whatever toy you want. Like,
Mistake.
so of course I'm like, hey, you want this doll that's like $500 type thing, or do you want this big setup over here? She had her mind set up that she wanted this little tea set that she had found, and when I
How
went to go
fitting.
scan to see how much it was like $13. And I was all
That's it.
sold. I'm like, are you sure you don't want this $200 doll? Like no, she wanted that
good.
$13 tea set, and so
Like, this is
and
what
I had a $5 gift card to
you
Target.
go. Oh my
I got
God.
really well on that deal.
Like my favorite niece, my favorite one.
Yeah, pretty much.
What's your favorite birthday gift that you've gotten her or him for that matter?
Well, both of them.
Well, I have two.
All of,
Yeah.
I have a niece and a nephew, and favorite gift.
Or one that they like.
Oh, one gift I did get one year for Christmas was she got this giant train that she could sit on. And it
that's
literally
so
had the
cute.
tracks, and she could go around. My sister hated it and threw it away.
Stop.
My sister throws away all
my
of
God.
my expensive gifts.
Yeah, like Uncle Ruru. No.
Yeah.
Like that's on the garage sale.
And I'll tell her all the time. Like I always give her a hard time. My sister, I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna buy her like a really cool science kit where you can like mix things together.
Oh,
She's
Lord.
all, I will end you.
And how old is she?
She's like 6.
Love how threatening she sounds.
Oh no, she's evil.
Okay, younger
like,
sisters
Okay, so
are
if
evil.
I'm the
No, that's
if
true.
I'm
I
the
don't have a
nice
sister.
one, my sister legit is like
That's
the
terrifying.
mean one.
That's genuinely
Respectfully,
terrifying.
I'm okay. I'll have you as my teacher. I can barely
Yeah,
take your
and
jokes.
oh my god, she's trying to be a teacher right now too, and I'm like,
Oh.
are you sure?
Teaching what?
She
What
wants
should
to
be
teach English.
Oh
First
no!
grade.
Oh no!
Oh, no.
She reads some essay about
On
someone
her
opening
first
up.
day of subbing, she's subbing right now. On her first day, she had 3 fights in her classroom.
What?
3, and I looked at her.
Started by
one
her?
fight started because this one person made fun of this other person's hair, and so she like attacked him and threw him into another girl who's like an innocent bystander, and she fell against the wall, and the clock from the wall fell on her head,
Oh my lord!
and my sister was like, she calls me afterwards. She's like, I don't know if this is for me.
"Yeah, there's a horror story."
And I'm like, I have been in education almost 10 years, and you've seen more action in one day than I have in 10 years. So I'm like, don't do it.
No. She like reads an essay about someone like opening up, and then she like writes it, and then hands it back to the kids.
Yeah,
they
my
start
sister is
crying.
very much like that.
That'd actually be terrible.
Even with my niece and nephew, she's got no patience with them. Like, I'll be talking to her in the background. She's all, shut up, Lila, get out of here. And I'm all, don't talk to my little girl like that.
Do you like your sister like a little
No,
bit?
I know. I love my sister.
And you're like, I
I mean, I have to, right? She's blood. So.
Did you do anything rebellious as a kid that your mom was like, oh my god, what?
No, I was the good kid.
No.
I was the one who was home by
Not
curfew.
even. Oh.
and,
Then
like,
your sister did.
oh, yeah. We'll talk
And you
about
were
that.
late 3 minutes. And you're like, Mom, I'm sorry. It won't
I
happen
did do
again."
that once. I was late for curfew, and I remember like trying to sneak in, and
my
my mom's
Lord.
like, "Erin, is that you?" And I was all, "Yeah." She's all, "We'll talk tomorrow."
Oh gosh!
Your heart is racing. You're like, I've never done this before.
I know. Oh my god! And then if I was ever late to my dad's house, I would jump the fence and crawl through the doggy door
Oh my god.
because the dogs would give me up. Like if I opened the door, they would all bark, and so they would
They
know
wouldn't
when I
bark
came
at
home.
you climbing through the doggy door.
No, because it would already be late, so they'd already be asleep.
Okay.
So I'd crawl through the doggy door, and then I would wait for the air conditioning to come on, and then I would sneak over to my room.
You wait 2 hours. You're like, okay. Okay, no.
Yeah, that's pretty much how it went. And then the next morning, my dad and my stepmom would be like, what time did you get home last night? And I'm like, oh, of course, it was curfew.
Like,
Like,
obviously.
they're like, oh, because we didn't hear the dogs awake. And I was like, oh, I guess they didn't hear me.
I guess that's okay. Oh, y'all were busy sleeping.
Yeah.
It's fine.
And they kind of gave me that look like, we know you were not here during curfew. And I was like, well, prove
Where's
it.
your
Prove
evidence?
it.
Yeah, exactly. Like, obviously you were.
So my dogs are very different in the way that they eat. My boxer lives to eat. The schnauzer eats to live. And so like the schnauzer is so slow at eating, and the boxer is so fast, so he'll go over and watch the schnauzer
my
eat
God.
every little bite, and he just sits there and salivates the whole time.
Oh god.
And then I'll turn around for a second, and he like runs in there and tries to grab a mouthful from his bowl and run away. So I have to watch him like a hawk.
You're like, nope.
It was very intense.
But okay, my last serious question is: do you have what's your favorite piece of advice, just in general?
Enjoy your younger years in college because they are over really, really fast. Like I look back at my college days and I had so much fun, and go there free.
You're like, get the scholarships.
No, not that kind of free.
Oh.
Like free
Yeah.
from ties.
Oh.
Oh.
Yeah,
Be solo.
Oh my goodness.
ride solo into college, and just enjoy that part of your life. Like, don't make it so hard on yourself in college where you get so stressed and you don't enjoy it, because that's probably the last time that you're ever gonna be totally like not have to worry about bills and finding a career and getting married and finding kids and buying a house,
Finding kids. Found off the street. Burp. Mine.
having kids, or you could find them.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you can find them.
That's adoption.
Yeah.
So that's my advice. Enjoy your college. All right, guys, it's been a pleasure.
Bye, Ruru.
Our small business promotion for this week is Bees Things. BEAS Things is a small business that customizes cups, mugs with whatever you want. You send in your request, and they will make it and send it to you. You can find them on Instagram at
BEAS dot things. Yep. And that sounds perfect to put your tea in it. Right. I don't know. Okay. Team timeout. Cheers.